tells a story. A silent rhythm, strong and true. But silence helps one hear the call. Your voice can break down every wall. You're not alone in the fight. We stand beside you, shining light. Never shut up, silence helps no one. Raise your voice, lift another until the battle.
Zero. But what we're going to do next is we are going to talk about in depth for the first time today, and believe me, it's going to happen again, but we're going to talk about the Come Together Compass, the plans, how you can support us, and we're going to watch a little video from the students at Arizona State University, which is helping Community Pay It Forward build the compass. So we'll be back in just a second, and we will get on with our discussion about the Come Together Compass.
Hey friends, I've been thinking, we all have our strengths, right? There are things I'm great at and things I'm definitely not great at. I can talk to anyone, anywhere, but ask me to add something to a website or an app. Yeah, that's where things get a little messy. Oops, I love speaking, I love sharing stories. But social media, all those hashtags, algorithms, trends, that's a jungle I still haven't mapped out. Now, coming up with ideas that bring people together, that's my sweet spot. But bookkeeping, let's just say numbers, and I have agreed to stay in separate corners. And you know what? That's okay, because someone out there is good at those things. And when we work together, that's when the magic happens. Community Pay It Forward has never been about one person. It's a program built by many to support even more. Every single one of us brings something special to the table. We all have talents that make us strong on our own. But imagine how powerful we become when we combine them. That's the heart of Community Pay It Forward. Your skills, my skills, our hearts, working side by side to make a real difference. So tell me, what are you good at? Let's discover it together. Visit communitypayitforward.us and join the movement.
Community Pay It Forward isn't just another rewards program. It's a movement built on compassion and connection. We link everyday businesses, nonprofits, and neighbors, so simple actions like buying lunch, getting your car fixed, or hiring a service can create lasting impact. When you choose one of our giving partners, part of your purchase goes directly to families, veterans, children, or community missions in need. It doesn't cost you a dime more. It just means your purchases matter. Because here, every transaction tells a story. And our belief is simple. If you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. Because at Community Pay It Forward, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. So one of the other changes that we're making this year is the top of every third hour. We're going to be taking like a 5 minute break. Okay, so every 3 hours, coming up at um, 7 o'clock Eastern time, 7 a.m. Eastern, we're going to take a 5 minute break so we can our switch our feeds. We have to do that due to rules for the program we use to stream. So we will go dark for 5 minutes at the top of every third hour. Okay, but then we're going to bounce back and we're going to be right back. You will have 5 hours this time, 4 hours, sorry, 4 hours this time without me. Okay, Things Network is taking over for 4 hours, and I am going to say thank you so very, very much for that. 22 hours is, it's a chore. It's a chore. So, um, once again, if there's something to say, you can use the red QR code. Okay, you can go to the website, which is on the bottom of the screen, communitypayitforward.us/upcoming events. You go there, you check in, you can read all the information that you're going to hear right now about the Come Together Compass. You can see more about this event. You can still support us. All right, donors, we're still looking for extra prizes. At 10 o'clock tonight, I'd love to be able to spin and give away 100 prizes. I would love to be able to do that. That would be so awesome if we could do that. So you still have time to be a donor. Make a comment. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and make a comment. Okay? And when you do that, you will be in the running for prizes. The grand prize tonight being a 1 hour reading from Lynn Sobolski, 1 hour tarot reading. And she will be live tonight at 10 p.m. East, giving free readings to you. A gift from us and a gift from her at Footnotes Tarot. So today we begin a mission that is bigger than any one of us, a mission rooted in compassion, in courage, and in the belief that our heroes deserve more than applause. They deserve support that lasts. And when I say heroes, I mean the people who run toward danger when the rest of us, well, instinctively, we run away. So, and in this, I'm talking about veterans, first responders, healthcare workers, civilian engineers are somebody who often get forgotten about. Sad but true. The families who carry the weight right alongside them. You just heard Scott talking about how his family, due to his injuries, his family carries the burden. Families terribly affected by what happens. But today we're going to introduce a new way of understanding how to support them. A way that's simple, human, and universal. We call it the Come Together Compass. A compass always points us towards what matters. And this one, as I believe most compasses do, points towards 4 major directions of care. When it points north, we're dealing with the physical needs. East, emotional needs. South, social needs. And west, the purpose and direction. Every direction represents a way that we can show up for our heroes. Every direction represents a path toward healing. And every direction is supported by real stories happening right now across our country. Now, when I wrote this in a way that we are focusing on the heroes in with what I just said. But I need you to understand the Come Together Compass is for everyone. You, me, your mom, your dad, your neighbor, the guy across the street you've never talked to. It's here for everyone. It's here to support us all. It's here for us to connect to people in a way that we've never been able to do, and connect to people in a way that's special in healing. When our Take two. When our compass points north, that means we're dealing with physical needs. We meet the physical needs of our heroes. Physical needs are the foundation. If the body is hurting, exhausted, or overwhelmed, everything else becomes harder. We say this relentlessly. Healing is difficult if everything is not in sync. It's not difficult, it's impossible. And right now, our heroes are carrying physical burdens most people, well, they never see. It They have to go through different protocols. They have different rules, HIPAA, stuff like that, so they can't talk to people all the time. It's different for them. One of the news stories I found was a recent report highlighted a breakthrough therapy helping veterans and first responders combat PTSD, depression, and trauma related physical symptoms. One doctor reported that up to 90% of patients showed a positive response to that treatment. Doug White, a veteran and former sheriff's deputy, described his service as a front row seat into the show you never wanted to see. That trauma didn't just affect his mind, it lived in his body. This story reminds us that physical healing is inseparable from emotional healing. You saw the trauma on Scott. He doesn't want to be a story. He wants to be better. Yeah, there are people out there who are drug seeking because that's a habit. It's what they do, but most people just want to be better. It's not a hard ask. And again, if we can focus on getting insurance companies out of the freaking way, it's a possibility. Look, some of the goals of the North direction: reduce physical strain from the person and their family, increase access to trauma-informed medical care, support recovery from energies, chronic stress and exhaustion opportunities, ensure heroes and everyone have access to safe housing, nutrition, rest, and medical support. How can we use the compass? How can we support using the compass? The Compass will map local clinics, trauma-informed treatment centers, and specialized programs like the one Doug used. It will show a veteran-friendly providers, first responder medical programs, and injury recovery sources that are there for our heroes, for our veterans, but also for everyone else. It will offer a step-by-step guidance on what to expect from treatment, how to prepare, and how to follow up. It will connect families to housing, support, transportation, and nutrition services. Our heroes, you know what? I'm going to say all of us carry trauma in our bodies, in their sleep, in their muscles, their heartbeat. Physical healing is not optional, it's the foundation of everything else. When the compass points north, we commit to making sure no hero suffers alone in their body. The Come Together Compass will make physical support easy. It'll make finding access easy and impossible to overlook. Now, again, this QR code can help us make this happen quicker. Any donation is so appreciated. $5, $10, whatever. Every donation means the world to me. And it's going to help us get the Come Together Compass moving. We're also looking for people in any of those fields that you just heard that would like to be listed as a option for the Come Together Compass. There are requirements. First visit, the initial visit at least, has to be available to the people that you are servicing. If you're a veteran only organization, you have to have the initial visit for the veteran. You have to agree that if there are emergency immediate steps that need to be taken, they must be taken immediately, and you have to help us find the next step. This is not just a program that's going to happen. This is a program that we've got to work together. And we need you to help us make sure it works. When the compass points east, we meet emotional needs for everyone. Emotional wounds are often the deepest and most invisible. People see things the human heart was never meant to carry. We will talk to someone a little bit later on who was in a very abusive dating relationship and multiple times, and she turned it in around and started making this to where she could help others not make the mistakes she made. So that's going to be Dating Tips by Meg, and Meg is going to be joining us a little bit later on today. Meg will be joining us at 3:30 East. So I really look forward to seeing her and Meg Pratt. I haven't seen her for quite a while, so it's going to be a great time to catch up with her. And she is one of our mission partners, so you can support her by making a purchase with any of our giving partners and choosing Dating Tips by Meg as the person you would like to support. So there's a new Texas law that established a statewide peer-to-peer mental health support network for firefighters and EMT workers. This network connects first responders with trained peers who understand their trauma firsthand.
This is emotional support in action. Heroes helping heroes. A 2025 report showed that veterans and first responders face significantly higher risks of PTSD, depression, and substance use due to repeated trauma exposure. This isn't theory, this is reality. Look, all of us are one right turn from seeing trauma. All of us are turning down one aisle at the grocery store to seeing trauma. But if you spend your day being there for people's traumas, you're going to see it more often. I mean, that's just, that's not a theory, it's reality. What are some of the goals of the East direction? Well, it's to reduce stigma around mental health. Well, I can't let the guys see that I'm suffering. That's ridiculous. If I let the guys see, they're going to razz me. Well, tough shit. Take the razzing. We don't, and by the way, to the guys, shut up. Grow up. Provide access to trauma-informed counseling. Expand peer-to-peer emotional support, like we were just talking about the one in Texas. Ensure 24/7 availability of crisis and non-crisis emotional care. These are just, again, if you are someone who does any of those things, please reach out to us today. Get yourself listed on the Come Together Compass. Because when you do, it's going to be a place for people just to be able to go and see people who will help them. It's not like Google where, you're going to type in, hey, I'm feeling messed up today, and all of a sudden they got to go through 6 pages of ads. No, it's going to say, these people are in my area. I can call them. I can get seen in a couple days, not 4 months from now. How we can support East using the compass. Well, the compass will list peer support networks, helplines, counseling programs, and 24/7 emotional support platforms. It will help heroes and others. Sorry, I'm trying to stop the heroes thing and just put in people in general. It'll help people choose between therapy, peer support groups, peer support group sessions, or online resources. It will include real stories from other people, reducing stigma and building trust. It will guide families on how to support a person during emotional distress. Emotional wounds don't just show up on x-rays, but they are just as real, just as painful, and just as dangerous. People often carry the emotional weight of every life they come into contact with, and especially our heroes in our first responders and our heroes in that way. I've heard the horrific stories of some of the things that they have to do. You have to be a special person. When the compass points east, we commit to listening, supporting, and believing our heroes. The Come Together Compass will make emotional support accessible at any hour on any day. So that is our east. See, for me, that's that way now. I have to remember what's going on. Geez, hour and a half in, and I can't remember which way's which way. It's not good. When the compass points south, we strengthen the social connections that keep people grounded. Isolation is one of the greatest threats to the well being of our heroes. Shift work, trauma, and burnout can push them away from the people whom love them the most. Who loved them the most? Whom loved them the most? Jesus. Sorry about that. Who loved them the most? A 2025 guide that emphasizes veterans and first responders need community. Well, I'll tell you this. I don't know who the hell that guy was, but he looks a hell of a lot more awake than I feel. So that character is he was kind of energetic, for somebody that looked a little bit like me, but like I said, definitely a little more energetic than me. So we are going to preempt that video. I will come back and I will play that video again before the night is over. Okay. But right now, we are getting on with our next guest, who joined us last year. Unfortunately, um, we had a bad, if I remember correctly, we had a bad sell, and it just didn't work. But we've got him back again, and it's Mr. Jason McNamara from No More 9 to 5. Jason, how are you doing, brother?
Hey, brother. Hopefully the audio is a lot better this year.
Yeah, yeah. Let's definitely hope. So, how are you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good. I'm blessed. Trying to balance this phone on this tripod. Happy to be here. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Still, we're into the double digits of being here. Been on for 12 and a half hours now. So, uh, you know, uh, kicking it. Trying to figure out how I'm going to do the rest of it. Actually, I get lucky here in, what is it? Well, I guess it's still, 3.5 hours away. I get a break, but, yeah, it's not 12 hours. So let's just put it that way. But Jason, tell me a little bit about No More 9 to 5.
Before we get started with that, Zach, I want to give you a gift to get through this amazing venture that you're putting on this event. And it's one of the other companies of the No More 9 to 5 Club. We have a DBA called Mind Trainer Pro, and I'll talk about our nonprofit foundation, what we give out to veterans, but what we give out to everybody in the world is something called digital coffee. And if you're trying to get your energy up and you're trying to get through a long event and you don't want to have to get up and use the bathroom over and over again, try it out. You just need a pair of over-the-ear headphones completely for free. You can get our app from Mind Trainer Pro from the Apple or Android store. But the No More 9 to 5 Club. First, I want to hopefully that's okay that I gave you that.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so the No More 9 to 5 Club was built after I retired, right? I actually called up one of my buddies who was retired. He did Navy and then nuclear engineering and stuff. And after I put in my notice, I said, "Hey, I put in my notice. I'm not working anymore." And he literally said, "Welcome to the club." I didn't realize how much my time mattered to me, my healing journey, how much I didn't even know. I mean, I learned a lot in order to retire early. I retired when I was 32. I learned a lot to get there, but when I had more time to reinvest back into myself and be peacefully noticing the world around me, my growth journey exploded. And I want that for our brothers and sisters. So the No More 9 to 5 Club, it's founded in truth, right? Financial literacy, our three core pillars are wealth, well-being, and wisdom. But it's a whole lot more than that. We have a community of people inside of the No More 9 to 5 Club that actually show up authentically, right? Good people who understand what it is to be a giver, but also to know the limits on giving, to know that you can only give from a full cup. And I want more people, everybody watching this, to know that you deserve to feel good. You deserve to have a full cup. Every single one of us needs to understand how to put the oxygen masks on ourselves first so we can take care of ourselves and then save the world around us and put out all the fires, not after.
It's those are two subjects that we brought up earlier today is that it's something that it seems like it is so natural that, people would do that. Why is it hard for people to put their mask on first? Is it a
Hmm.
giving nature? Is it a, f- is it a fear of if I do that, I'm going to look selfish?
Could be a lot of reasons. You know, people have fear of success. You've heard of fear of failure. I've met people with fear of success, so I can't rationalize, and I don't want to just group together everybody who's not taking care of themselves as one particular reason. Usually, there is a reason, but it's different for a lot of different folks. So maybe it's a guilt trip, right? Maybe they feel like they need to get up and perform, and if they're not contributing to society with every single moment, or serving somebody else, that they're not good enough. Well, that's not true at all, right? You got to take care of yourself. You're going to serve society. You're going to serve God. You're going to serve your family better by taking care of yourself. Nobody wants you to show up with teeth that aren't brushed, right? We want you to smell good. We want you to look good. We want you to have a fat bank account. We want you to be smart and get plenty of sleep the night before so you can say smart things and not be easily agitated. All of these things are important. But I think a lot of people just, I don't know if it's a lack of self discipline, self focus, judgment. You know, It's it's probably not even a willingness. Like, sometimes people stay up and they don't get enough sleep the night before, not because they wanna stay up and binge watch TV, but because there's stuff on their mind, and
Yeah.
they don't know how to calm it down to get enough sleep. So, really, there's a ton of reasons why it could be that people resist taking care of themselves properly so that they can show up for their family and the rest of the world, but you gotta stop resisting it. And to me, it's just a matter of discipline, right? So, all of the excuses fail when you decide to have discipline and commitment, right? And I know I'm speaking to a lot of veteran supporters. So we understand that discipline and commitment, after we sign up on the dotted line to serve our country, to follow orders, and we come home and nobody's telling us what to do, you are now your own president, right? You are leading your own life. You don't have somebody telling you what to do, where to go, what to eat. You got to wake up and be the CEO of your own life. It's all about self leadership at this point. And when you have the discipline and commitment to cut the wrong things out, put the right things in. I just spoke about this on social media about healthy addictions. There's a lot of unhealthy addictions, a lot of ways that people cope.
Hmm.
Could be prescription pills, could be alcohol, could be XYZ, and all of the rest of the alphabet. But healthy addictions are things like exercise, things like self care, things like growth, things like learning. If you can get addicted to the right things, if you can make those habits a routine part of your life, not a distraction. I'm going to go to the library today. I'm going to go learn something new today. I'm going to go check on my finances today. I'm going to go plan for my future today. It's not just a one off. That's an everyday thing you need to be thinking about as you're rolling through life, to be the best version of yourself. And it's just about alignment. It's a decision. Once you make that decision with confidence, it's hard to continue to find excuses for failure. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it does. I did have a question though about the when you get out and you got to be your own president. Are people having struggles when they get out because you're 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 a child pretty much when you join the military. And then you go into where, it's no longer mom and dad and the teachers, it's somebody else telling you what to do. So you're going from one system of someone else's rules to another system of someone else's rules. And now all of a sudden you're out on your own and you're like going, how do I do this? Is there a way that we can, what's the best way to teach them? Okay, now it's time for you to be you. This is you now.
Mhm. So, after my time in Guantanamo, I was a disabled veteran outreach program specialist for the state of Florida's Department of Economic Opportunity. I did it for a few years, and I helped hundreds, if not thousands, of veterans transition from after the service to employment. So I have a little bit of experience here. That same discipline that we get in the military, um, that same, structure, we need to carry it home. We need to take the lessons learned. When I was in the military, I was able to rank up as long as I wasn't getting in trouble, because I knew how to speak. I knew how to communicate. I knew how to lead. I knew how to make the right choice. And all of us, when we evolve from that boy that entered boot camp or girl into the adult, the warrior that our nation forces into, we have these skills to show up, and that's why we rank up with time, right? So when we come home, it's the same thing. You've spent your time to develop not just your skills of following orders, but hopefully your leadership skills, right? And if you haven't, that's something you need to work on because you are leading yourself. And if you want to lead a family, if you want to lead your bank account, if you want to lead anything in life to any kind of evolution, you got to make the best decisions for yourself. So you need to bring that discipline back from home, right? Back from the military, back with you to civilian life. But now you're going to have to get back to learning. Okay. You're going to have to find a new direction and a new mission. And basically look at those, not just your transferable skills of what you're good at, but what you actually want to do. Because you don't want to trap yourself in a career after the military that you hate and doing that for decades on end. So I would highly suggest for everybody who's trying to figure that out from transitioning to all that structure, that routine, to coming into your own life, keep that same discipline, keep that same energy, and figure out what you want to be when you grow up, right? I say that jokingly, right? Because we're all grown up after we get our DD-214s, but seriously, there's a whole nother life left, a whole lot of life too, if you decide to live it. So I want every single person to go out and figure out what makes them tick. And you don't have to get paid from doing what you love. I I enjoyed helping people solve problems. So when I got into a sales career, it was very natural that I can go around and find people with problems, solve their problems, and I got paid a bunch of money for it, bought a bunch of houses. In my free time, I was the president of the Student Veterans Organization, the second vice commander of an American Legion. I like to give my friends good advice. I did that for fun. So I enjoyed doing that. So my philanthropy, my free time was only fueled because my success in business, because I enjoyed helping people solve problems. It lined up naturally. But when I got to that free time, that abundance of resources, I realized other people needed it too. Because a lot of people are just trading their time for money, and it's not aligned. Like if you don't look at it the way I looked at it, if you can't sum it up, I get paid very well for helping people solve problems, and I enjoy the journey. Chances are you're not going to knock it out of the park. You're not going to get a raise. You're not going to get a promotion. So you need to really love what you do. You need to love your life, and a lot of that starts from self love.
Is there a way? I've heard stories, Jason, and I don't know how often you hear the story of somebody was trained on some of the most technically advanced equipment in the service. They get out, they go to apply for a job, and they get rejected because they don't have a degree. Is there any way that we can take and put the real life experience on a piece of equipment to work for people in almost a guaranteed uh, fashion? Or do we just have to tell these kids, I'm sorry, but you're either going to have to take something, I hate asking it this way, but I'm sorry, you're either going to have to go back to school or you're going to have to do something new.
So I can speak about the past because I'm not familiar with the current laws and setups and how they're
Yeah.
distributing finances. I know our government's changed a lot, but in the past, when I was working, there was a lot of funding to help transition veterans to employment. So part of my job, I work closely with the Levers. Shout out to Jordan Kale. He was the local veterans employment representative. And his job would be to go out and take the veterans I was working with and pair them up with the employers, and to speak to those employers about the tax benefits and breaks of hiring a veteran or a disabled veteran. And a lot of times there's a lot of offset if a company knows how to do their paperwork correctly to actually train an eligible veteran to get them up to par to the point where it makes a lot of sense for them to, not need a degree because they have somebody with the skill sets, the capabilities, and the technical aptitudes, and they just need to learn this new SOP, this new piece of equipment or whatever. And they can actually get a refund on a large cost of the money that it would cost to train them. So that was out there about a decade ago, a little bit more. It probably still exists in some form or fashion today. So if somebody wants to hire a veteran, and you have a non-veteran who may be qualified for the job, has a degree, but for some reason, your heart, you know, this guy is the right candidate. He's going to show up to work. The culture's right, whatever. You really want to give that veteran that position. You need to talk to your local unemployment office. Like in Florida, they were called Workforce Solutions. I'm not sure what they're called all over. Different states have different names, but those are the people. That's the agency I worked for, the Department of Economic Opportunity in Florida. Those are the people that know the latest laws. They're going to help you fill out that paperwork. They're going to help you get the refund on your payroll because their job is to help get that veteran placed in your organization.
What do you want to see? What would you like to see the next? We'll say 8 months. What would you like to see the biggest change in the next 8 months?
Biggest change what? Globally, geopolitically, nationally? Are we
Let's
talking about
let's
in the
go.
number
You
nine
know
to
what?
five club?
Shoot for the moon, brother. Shoot for the moon. What is the one thing that you want to see when it comes to just people in general? What is the one thing that you want to see in the near future change as a people, globally?
This is, I guess, how I see the situation evolving positively. As AI accelerates, as people, the social circles expand, right? Globally, we have the internet, news, lots of people are really starting to become aware of the bigger picture. I would hope and imagine that resources become more abundant for everybody on the planet. That people who are positioning themselves to take, um, stop, right, and we get to a more peaceful harmony amongst the planet where people are less needy. I don't want necessarily people to be completely lazy and complacent. They still need to contribute to society, but there should be no need for all the hunger, the starvation, the thirst, the violence, all these things. Us as a people, as a society, need to evolve from the animals that were maybe struggling thousands of years ago. People were dying, lots of wars still going on today, famine, hunger. As technology, as humans evolve, we're going to take better care of each other so that there's less problems for all of us, because that's the way I see things going. um, Hopefully on the other side, the greedy folks who are in charge don't make too much chaos for the rest of us. So
Yeah. Um, this morning, that was a conversation I was having, and that conversation is really, it's complicated, yet it's quite simple. Okay, we can wait for the people in charge to change and and make things happen, or we can get to work on helping each other and supporting each other. One of those things is feasible, and it ain't the one about politicians getting ready to get together and do things to make things happen. That's just not going to happen. Okay. um there's too far of a divide, and, well, quite frankly, they're just too stuck in their ways. And when you think with your wallet, that's what happens. So we really need to take, and we need to come together. We need to make sure that we're taking care of each other. And what is the easiest way in your mind for us to support, like how would you support someone if you saw them today and they were just kind of down and out and they just needed something, anything, to make their day better? What would Jason McNamara do?
usually I just smile, right?
Yeah.
Positive energy goes a long way. So I like to think that my energy is the control energy, whereas other people kind of walk through life. If they're having a bad day or they're not enjoying life, they can't make me have a bad day and not enjoy life. If anything, when they see me unfazed, smiling, telling them it's going to be okay, I'm going to give them a glimpse of hope. And if they spend more time around me in our community, they're going to have more than a glimpse. So we have a virtual community where it's free for people to show up. We have a specific chat for veterans where I vet everybody that's in there. So if veterans want to just deal with other veterans, not the wider population, they can. We have brain entrainment technology. Zach, I don't know if you heard me talk about this recently or in a while, but we have brain entrainment technology that we've developed for the world. And through our 501c3, the No More 9 to 5 Foundation, we give it away to veterans, first responders, and medical professionals for free. We have a version called Calm and Clarity that we specifically developed for PTSD. It's extremely helpful. Um, Put on a pair of headphones, you listen to it, you lay back, and it's like a neural gym. It actually will rewire your thought processes. It plants these positive seeds in your brain that it's going to be hard to ignore with continued use. So, for somebody who's consistently having problems, this is a neurochemical response. This is something that, if you wake up day after day after day doing the same thing, you get comfortable. Even if you're uncomfortable, your brain's comfortable with that chemical response, and it's going to keep happening unless you do something to break the cycle. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. Anyways, we have those tools, technology, community, and one of many. Our community is made up of other community leaders. It's also made up of people that are just getting started. They're just figuring out how to lead themselves. So wherever you're at in the journey, show up. We're here to support you.
You can't go anywhere until you put the first step in. You've got to make that decision that, you know what, I'm more than this. I'm built for this, and I want to be happy. And it doesn't what you do isn't near as important as do you enjoy doing it. Okay. A person could be perfectly happy being a street sweeper. If that's what they're meant to do, that's what they want to do, that's what they should be doing. If that's, if that's pride, if that's comfort. And we need to make
Absolutely.
sure that, people are just because somebody doesn't aspire to have the BMW and the big house in the Hamptons and stuff like that, well, guess what? Good, because we need more
Mhm.
people who just want to be happy.
In fact, I want to add to that. That's so important. When I aspired to quit my 9 to 5, I bought multiple houses, but I always lived in the smallest one out of all of them because these houses were investments. The reason I was able to retire is because I didn't care about keeping up with the Joneses. I didn't need the newest iPhone. I don't need 8 TV streaming subscriptions. And I actually took my money and put it in smart places and lived the same modest lifestyle. I'll eat rice and beans for dinner. I'm okay with that. Do I have to? Of course not, but it's healthy and cheap. So my point is escaping the 9 to 5 isn't necessarily about making more money. It's about being smarter with the money you've already made, being smarter with your time, with your attention. If you're constantly watching the news, if you're constantly scrolling on social media, if you're going to the liquor store every other day, those are problems that you need to address, right?
Yeah.
So, when it comes to this, I want to clarify because I have an amazing group of entrepreneurs and business owners in my circle and network that I've collected that if anybody needs any help, if I can't help them, I probably know the person that can. Um, and they all have a lot in common: leadership, communication, all these amazing skills. But I'll tell you, and I just like I say in front of all of them, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. There's no silver ticket. There's no magic bullet. The best way to financial literacy is quite boring, or financial freedom. Save, earn, and invest your money. You don't have to live a rock star lifestyle to be a rock star.
Yeah. Yeah. I like telling people that, look, you you don't have to be a leader if that's not who you want to be. The world needs followers too, and you can be very happy being a follower. Not everyone has to be a leader. Not everyone is qualified to be a leader, and not everyone's good at being a leader. I mean, if you get confused trying to find your way out of a cardboard box, guess what? You're probably not a great leader. But I I really look. I love your positivity. I think you are such a brilliant, brilliant man. I like that when you come on, the room just lights up. Okay. That's even me in my dark ass office here. Okay. But so, but I appreciate what you do. I appreciate who you are. I appreciate you coming on here and telling people about it. How did people get a hold of you, Jason, to find out more about the 9 to 5, No More 9 to 5 Club?
Sure. My name's Jason McNamara. Sometimes go by alias, I guess, Jason No More 9 to 5 across social media, but it's the No More 9 to 5 Club. Very simple. .com, .org, .net, any of those go to the same place. And we have the No More 9 to 5 Foundation and Mind Trainer Pro, all part of the family. We meet virtually on Zoom. So anybody watching this, if you want to come hang out with me, I'm a real person. Maybe I won't see you in person ASAP, but we can definitely hang out virtually and chat it up and talk about where you want to go in life. So I'm across all social media platforms. And of course, if you can't find me, if you struggle, reach out to Zach. He's got my line. He'll connect you with me. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much. Ben.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I will link everything up when I go back through, when I put the recaps on all of these shows and put them into the playlist. I will recap everything on there. Jason, would you have any last things to say before I cut you loose, brother?
Absolutely, everybody. Remember, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thoughts. So think good thoughts and smile a lot because it's a good look on you. Thank you all.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, Jason. I look forward to seeing you soon, and especially seeing you next year back on the 5th annual Mission for Healthy Heroes. Thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for everything that you guys are doing. We'll see you later. That guy, I always call Frank Monteforte 40. I always call him Talking Zen, because when the man talks, you have no. I mean, there's just no way you can't feel your blood pressure dropping. That guy is just, he is so smooth. He is like the Luther Vandross of business. Okay. I mean, he is such a good, relaxing man. That guy, Jason McNamara, that dude is positivity. All right. I mean, if positivity had a face in the dictionary, it'd be him. That's it. That's what, and I love the guy. I love talking to the guy. Don't do it near enough. And I think I need to get back with him and see what we can do together, because I really, like I said, he makes so much sense in things that we've been saying all along. And it makes me feel better, because it makes me feel like I kind of know what I might be talking about. And this isn't, look, this isn't rocket surgery. Okay. This isn't, this isn't difficult things we're talking about here on how we can do this. I love the fact that he validated the fact that when I said that, you know what, we're not going to be able to change our politicians, so we need to stop trying. You do your civic duty, get out there and vote, be heard. But stop waiting for them to do something and let's do it. I really think that is so important. I think that's something that is, it's doable, and most important, it's something we should thrive to do. When someone in our community is hurting, everyone in our community hurts. We've got people who have tried to chase away the people who are living in the tents. Instead of chasing them away, let's see what we can do to help them out. Now, I say this, and I know how disrespectful some of them can be. I know that it's hard to deal with certain people. But Jason did say something that was awesome. You know, and I'm paraphrasing here. If my smiling face bugs you, I'm going to smile even deeper. Because this is who I am. I'm going to be positive because I need to be positive. For me, people need us to be positive. When you're feeling down, think of something positive. Think of your kids. Think of your dogs. If your dogs are a pain in the ass, don't think of your dogs. I've got one chewing up a carpet right back here right now. So that's these animals, I swear to you. So we are now hitting. Wow. Hey, I don't need noise from you, please. I tried to check a message that came in. But we have now hit the 13-hour mark, folks. 13 of 22 down. We got some more to go. Here in the next 3 hours, I'm going to take a little break. And the fine people at Things Network are going to take over for a little bit. I'm going to go and relax. And I've never done it before, but I think I'm going to do it this year. I'm pretty sure I'm going to catch a nap for those 2 or 3 hours. I think I'm going to do it this year because I'm pretty beat. But we need to stay positive, okay? I need you all to really consider checking out the Come Together Compass. Everything that Jason was saying, everything that Les was saying before that, everything that Meg was saying before that, everything that everybody's been saying all day long. I'm writing them down right here on what we can do to help people. And these are all things that we're trying to do with the Come Together Compass. The Come Together Compass has potential to take what people promise to do and fail miserably, but puts it in our hands to get stuff done. If you want to find out more about it, please scan this code and check out that page on our website. It's all about the Come Together Compass. It's a very, very, detailed version of what's going on and what we're trying to do. If I can ask, and if you can do it, please feel free to donate using the PayPal. There you go, the PayPal code. $5, $10, whatever you can spare, because that's going to help us get it built. It's going to help us get it moving. Look, this is going to be a program that we're going to be able to take and put people with the help that they need. That is so important. We all, at some point in time, have felt like everything is going wrong. We all, at some point in time, have known that there's something out there. We just can't find it. We all, at some point, could have used the program like the Come Together Compass. Now, I know I started it earlier, but then Jason joined us. So I'm going to restart this segment with on the Come Together Compass. Okay. This is an hour that explains what it is, what it's doing, and how you can help. Okay, your scanner is not detecting the red one. Let me try here, Jeremy. I may need to pick it up a little bit. Yeah, you're right. Let me try to increase. I can't increase the size of it because it's on the thing. So, okay. All right. Well, let me do this. I'm going to, in the chat, I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to put the link for the page for right now. And while this information for the Come Together Compass is playing, I'm going to go ahead and try to fix that. So if you look in the chat right now, it's the website that's right below me. Okay, it's communitypayitforward.us, and all you have to do is go in there in the search engine and type in upcoming events, and the page is going to come up. But right now in the chat, I just put it in there. So all you got to do is go in there. It's already hyperlinked. You can go in there, click on that, and check it out. But this information right now explains what the compass is, and folks, why we need it. And if you have any suggestions, today is a perfect day to start talking about that. This is real. This is coming. And with your help, it's our pathway to truly help everyone.
Every heartbeat tells a story, a silent rhythm, strong and true. But silence helps one hear the call. Your voice can break down every wall. You're not alone in the fight. We'll stand beside you, shining light. Never shut up.
Zero. But what we're going to do next is we are going to talk about in depth for the first time today, and believe me, it's going to happen again, but we're going to talk about the Come Together Compass, the plans, how you can support us, and we're going to watch a little video from the students at Arizona State University, which is helping Community Pay It Forward build the compass. So we'll be back in just a second, and we will get on with our discussion about the Come Together Compass.
Hey friends, I've been thinking, we all have our strengths, right? There are things I'm great at and things I'm definitely not great at. I can talk to anyone, anywhere, but ask me to add something to a website or an app. Yeah, that's where things get a little messy. Oops. I love speaking. I love sharing stories. But social media, all those hashtags, algorithms, trends, that's a jungle I still haven't mapped out. Now, coming up with ideas that bring people together, that's my sweet spot. But bookkeeping, let's just say numbers, and I have agreed to stay in separate corners. And you know what? That's okay, because someone out there is good at those things. And when we work together, that's when the magic happens. Community Pay It Forward has never been about one person. It's a program built by many to support even more. Every single one of us brings something special to the table. We all have talents that make us strong on our own. But imagine how powerful we become when we combine them. That's the heart of Community Pay It Forward. Your skills, my skills, our hearts, working side by side to make a real difference. So tell me, what are you good at? Let's discover it together. Visit communitypayitforward.us and join the movement.
Community Pay It Forward isn't just another rewards program. It's a movement built on compassion and connection. We link everyday businesses, nonprofits, and neighbors so simple actions like buying lunch, getting your car fixed, or hiring a service can create lasting impact. When you choose one of our giving partners, part of your purchase goes directly to families, veterans, children, or community missions in need. It doesn't cost you a dime more. It just means your purchases matter. Because here, every transaction tells a story. And our belief is simple. If you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. Because at Community Pay It Forward, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together.
So one of the other changes that we're making this year is the top of every third hour. We're going to be taking like a 5 minute break. Okay, so every 3 hours coming up at um, 7 o'clock Eastern time, 7 a.m. Eastern, we're going to take a 5 minute break so we can our switch our feeds. We have to do that due to rules for the program we use to stream. So we will go dark for 5 minutes at the top of every third hour. Okay, but then we're going to bounce back and we're going to be right back. You will have 5 hours this time, 4 hours, sorry, 4 hours this time without me. Okay. Things Network is taking over for 4 hours, and I am going to say thank you so very, very much for that. 22 hours is, it's a chore. It's a chore. So, um, once again, if there's something to say, you can use the red QR code. Okay. You can go to the website, which is on the bottom of the screen, communitypayitforward.us/upcoming events. You go there, you check in, you can read all the information that you're going to hear right now about the Come Together Compass. You can see more about this event. You can still support us. All right, donors, we're still looking for extra prizes. At 10 o'clock tonight, I'd love to be able to spin and give away 100 prizes. I would love to be able to do that. That would be so awesome if we could do that. So you still have time to be a donor. Make a comment. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and make a comment. Okay? And when you do that, you will be in the running for prizes. The grand prize tonight being a 1 hour reading from Lynn Sobolski, 1 hour tarot reading, and she will be live tonight at 10 p.m. East giving free readings to you. A gift from us and a gift from her at Footnotes Tarot. So today we begin a mission that is bigger than any one of us, a mission rooted in compassion, in courage, and in the belief that our heroes deserve more than applause. They deserve support that lasts. And when I say heroes, I mean the people who run toward danger when the rest of us, well, instinctively, we run away. You know? So, and in this, I'm talking about veterans, first responders, healthcare workers, civilian engineers are somebody who often get forgotten about. Sad but true. The families who carry the weight right alongside them. You just heard Scott talking about how his family, due to his injuries, his family carries the burden. Families terribly, terribly affected by what happens. But today we're going to introduce a new way of understanding how to support them. A way that's simple, human, and universal. We call it the Come Together Compass. A compass always points us towards what matters. And this one, as I believe most compasses do, points towards 4 major directions of care. When it points north, we're dealing with the physical needs. East, emotional needs. South, social needs. And west, the purpose and direction. Every direction represents a way that we can show up for our heroes. Every direction represents a path toward healing. And every direction is supported by real stories happening right now across our country. Now, when I wrote this in a way that we are focusing on the heroes in with what I just said. But I need you to understand the Come Together Compass is for everyone. You, me, your mom, your dad, your neighbor, the guy across the street you've never talked to. It's here for everyone. It's here to support us all. It's here for us to connect to people in a way that we've never been able to do. And connect to people in a way that's special in healing. When our Take 2. When our compass points north, that means we're dealing with physical needs. We meet the physical needs of our heroes. Physical needs are the foundation. If the body is hurting, exhausted, or overwhelmed, everything else becomes harder. We say this relentlessly. Healing is difficult if everything is not in sync. It's not difficult, it's impossible. And right now, our heroes are carrying physical burdens most people, well, they never see. They have to go through different protocols. They have different rules, HIPAA, stuff like that. So they can't talk to people all the time. It's different for them. One of the news stories I found was a recent report highlighted a breakthrough therapy helping veterans and first responders combat PTSD, depression, and trauma-related physical symptoms. One doctor reported that up to 90% of patients showed a positive response to that treatment. Doug White, a veteran and former sheriff's deputy, described his service as a front row seat into the show you never wanted to see. That trauma didn't just affect his mind, It lived in his body. This story reminds us that physical healing is inseparable from emotional healing. You saw the trauma on Scott. He doesn't want to be a story. He wants to be better. Yeah, there are people out there who are drug seeking because that's a habit. It's what they do, but most people just want to be better. It's not a hard ask. And again, if we can focus on getting insurance companies out of the freaking way, it's a possibility. Look, some of the goals of the North direction: reduce physical strain from the person and their family, increase access to trauma-informed medical care, support recovery from energies, chronic stress and exhaustion opportunities, ensure heroes and everyone have access to safe housing, nutrition, rest, and medical support. How can we use the compass? How can we support using the compass? The compass will map local clinics, trauma-informed treatment centers, and specialized programs like the one Doug used. It will show veteran-friendly providers, first responder medical programs, and injury recovery sources that are there for our heroes, for our veterans, but also for everyone else. It will offer a step-by-step guidance on what to expect from treatment, how to prepare, and how to follow up. It will connect families to housing, support, transportation, and nutrition services. Our heroes, you know what? I'm going to say all of us carry trauma in our bodies, in their sleep, in their muscles, their heartbeat. Physical healing is not optional. It's the foundation of everything else. When the compass points north, we commit to making sure no hero suffers alone in their body. The Come Together Compass will make physical support easy. It'll make finding access easy and impossible to overlook. Now, again, this QR code can help us make this happen quicker. Any donation is so appreciated. $5, $10, whatever. Every donation means the world to me. And it's going to help us get the Come Together Compass moving. We're also looking for people in any of those fields that you just heard that would like to be listed as a option for the Come Together Compass. There are requirements. First visit, the initial visit at least, has to be available to the people that you are servicing. If you're a veteran only organization, you have to have the initial visit for the veteran. You have to agree that if there are emergency immediate steps that need to be taken, They must be taken immediately, and you have to help us find the next step. This is not just a program that's going to happen. This is a program that we've got to work together. And we need you to help us make sure it works. When the compass points east, we meet emotional needs for everyone. Emotional wounds are often the deepest and most invisible. People see things the human heart was never meant to carry. We will talk to someone a little bit later on who was in a very abusive dating relationship and multiple times, and she turned it in around and started making this to where she could help others not make the mistakes she made. So that's going to be Dating Tips by Meg, and Meg is going to be joining us a little bit later on today. Meg will be joining us at 3:30 East. So I really look forward to seeing her and Meg Pratt. I haven't seen her for quite a while, so it's going to be a great time to catch up with her. And she is one of our mission partners, so you can support her by making a purchase with any of our giving partners and choosing Dating Tips by Meg as the person you would like to support. So there's a new Texas law that established a statewide peer-to-peer mental health support network for firefighters and EMT workers. This network connects first responders with trained peers who understand their trauma firsthand. This is emotional support in action. Heroes helping heroes. A 2025 report showed that veterans and first responders face significantly higher risks of PTSD, depression, and substance use due to repeated trauma exposure. This isn't theory. This is reality. Look, all of us are one right turn from seeing trauma. All of us are turning down one aisle at the grocery store to seeing trauma. But if you spend your day being there for people's traumas, you're going to see it more often. I mean, that's just, that's not a theory, it's reality. What are some of the goals of the East Direction? Well, it's to reduce stigma around mental health. Well, I can't let the guys see that I'm suffering. That's ridiculous. If I let the guys see, they're going to razz me. Well, tough shit. Take the razzing. We don't, and by the way, to the guys, shut up. Grow up. Provide access to trauma-informed counseling. Expand peer-to-peer emotional support, like we were just talking about the one in Texas. Ensure 24/7 availability of crisis and non-crisis emotional care. These are just, again, if you are someone who does any of those things, please reach out to us today. Get yourself listed on the Come Together Compass. Because when you do, it's going to be a place for people just to be able to go and see people who will help them. It's not like Google where, you're going to type in, hey, I'm feeling messed up today, and all of a sudden they got to go through 6 pages of ads. No, it's going to say, these people are in my area, I can call them, I can get seen in a couple days, not 4 months from now. How we can support East using the compass. Well, the compass will list peer support networks, helplines, counseling programs, and 24/7 emotional support platforms. It will help heroes and others. Sorry, I'm trying to stop the heroes thing and just put in people in general. It'll help people choose between therapy, peer support group sessions, or online resources. It will include real stories from other people, reducing stigma and building trust. It will guide families on how to support a person during emotional distress. Emotional wounds don't just show up on x rays, but they are just as real, just as painful, and just as dangerous. People often carry the emotional weight of every life they come into contact with, and especially our heroes in our first responders and our heroes in that way. You know, I've heard the horrific stories of some of the things that they have to do. You have to be a special person. When the compass points east, we commit to listening, supporting, and believing our heroes. The Come Together Compass will make emotional support accessible at any hour on any day. So that is our east. See, for me, that's that way now. I have to remember what's going on. Geez, hour and a half in, and I can't remember which way's which way. It's not good. When the compass points south, we strengthen the social connections that keep people grounded. Isolation is one of the greatest threats to the well-being of our heroes. Shift work, trauma, and burnout can push them away from the people whom love them the most. Who loved them the most? Whom loved them the most? Jesus. Sorry about that. Who loved them the most? A 2025 guide that emphasizes veterans and first responders need community-based support, not just clinical care. It highlighted the importance of ongoing connection, peer groups, and family involvement. This is the heart of the South direction, connection. Some of the goals are strengthen family support systems, building community networks around people, reduce isolation and loneliness. We have talked about this, and we're going to talk more about this today. I have a wonderful conversation with Aviva Chansky, and we talk about this a lot. That with these wonderful computers, these things that you see my ugly mug on right now, there's no reason why we cannot have conversations face to face with people, no matter where they're at in this crazy world. Reduce isolation and loneliness. Create opportunities for heroes to reconnect socially. Maybe think about something that you can do to take and pull people out of their shell. Bring them together with other people. How we support the South direction using the compass. The compass will map local support groups, family programs, community events, and peer gatherings. It will help families find childcare, meal trains, and meal boxes, transportation, and community support. It'll highlight volunteer opportunities for the public to support our heroes. It will connect heroes to social groups, fitness communities, and recreational programs. I call on you once again, if you belong to any of those, anything that has to do with any of that, please join the Come Together Compass. Let us share you with those who need you. Nobody should ever feel alone in their struggle. Connection is medicine. Community is healing. When the compass points south, we commit to building circles of support around everyone. The Come Together Compass will make it easy for families, neighbors, and communities to show up for our heroes and for you. Finally, when the compass points west, we're here to help people rediscover purpose, identity, and direction. Many people lose their sense of purpose after trauma, injury, or burnout. Some feel disconnected from the mission that once defined them. A 2025 article described how AI is being used to help veterans and first responders navigate mental health resources more efficiently. It emphasized that technology can help heroes regain control and direction of their lives. This is exactly what the West Direction is all about: guidance. What are some of the goals? And again, please listen carefully. And if you are part of any of these, make a connection with us, and we can turn what you do into support for everyone. Help people rediscover meaning and purpose. Support transitions after injury, retirement, or trauma. Provide career guidance, education, and mentorship. Offer tools that help heroes navigate their next chapter. Offer tools that help everyone navigate to their next chapter. How can we support the West? Point in the compass. The compass will guide people to career programs, education benefits, mentorship networks, and purpose building activities. It will help everyone identify new missions, new passions, and new ways to serve. It will offer goal setting tools, journaling prompts, and personal development resources. It will connect people to volunteer opportunities that restore meaning. Purpose is an anchor that keeps us steady in the storm. People deserve a future filled with meaning, not just memories. When the compass points west, that way, we help people find their next mission. The Come Together Compass will guide heroes towards purpose, direction, and hope. Now, what happens when we bring the compass together? North, east, south, and west, each direction matters, but the true power of the compass is how these directions work together. A hero may need physical healing today, emotional support tomorrow, social connections next week, and a renewed sense of purpose next month. The compass adapts. The compass guides. The compass meets heroes where they are. Tonight, we're not just launching a mission. we're building a movement that says our heroes deserve care in every direction. People deserve a compass that always points them toward hope. And together, with your support, we will build that compass. We will fill it with the resources. We will fill it with the stories. We will fill it with love. And we will make sure that no one ever has to walk alone again. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us. I want to invite you to learn more by going to communitypayitforward.us/upcoming events, and you can read the pamphlet about the Come Together Compass. You can get involved now by pitching a donation, a $5 donation, whatever, using the PayPal code above. We invite you to help support us. We invite you to help heal others. And we invite you to be part of the construction of the Come Together Compass. Now, something I am extremely looking forward to because I haven't seen this. These are the wonderful kids showing you where the compass is at right now. Remember, this is not a finished thing, but this is where it's at right now, what they're working on right now. And then I'll be back to finish this out. Here, yes, I can. Yeah, I can if you send it to me. As soon as I'm done showing this video, I will do that. Yeah, so share the video with me. Or the link with me, and I'll share it after this. But anyway, this is from the students at Arizona State University showing us what the compass looks like. Remember, this is still the infant stage. But I am so excited because you know what? I'm watching it with you for the very first time.
Hi everyone, this is Tyler Thompson at ASU Poly. I'm here to talk to you about our project so far that we're really excited about. So what we have here is called the Come Together Compass. This is the product we're currently developing, of course. So I'd like to show you around and see kind of what the idea of the product is and how we think it can help people that are in need. So right now on the side here, as you can see, these are just sample locations, but the idea is that we're going to have these resources with our partners, where if you are struggling with something or you need help or need assistance, you can come on the compass and find somewhere or something that can help you. And the idea of that is multifaceted. It's this map, it's the resources provided, and it's also a chatbot functionality, which we'll show you in just a second. But for right now, I'll just show you what the idea of it is. So I'm around here, and let's say that maybe at ASU Poly they have some sort of event for people in need. So you can click on here, and it'll focus up on the map. It's just like Google Maps, basically. But if you click on it, you'll see information about it. The idea is that we have the partners on the side, and they have certain let's say it's like an event or something to that nature where they can put it on the map. And then you can see the information here. You can go to their website. You can see a description of it. We're also going to want to implement a video functionality. So if you click on it, it'll go to a YouTube video that the sponsor has recorded as well. But right now, you can just get directions straight from Google Maps. And yeah, that's kind of the idea of the map section, where you can see kind of resources around you in a natural Google Maps way, or in a navigational way in general. And then you can see resources that you need. With this chatbot functionality down here, their name is Chatty. It's just examples for people who have need grounding techniques or breathing exercises. For example, if I type grounding techniques, it'll run through some techniques. Like I said, this is a very basic chatbot functionality right now. We're actually in contact with counseling resources at ASU that can help us flesh out this chatbot a little bit more and maybe give it a bit more features. But the idea of it is, it's not a medical chatbot. It's not AI or anything like that. It's a very simple chatbot that somebody can come here, and if they just need breathing exercises or grounding techniques, they can get it. If there's something more at play, or if there's a crisis situation, we want to be able to forward them to people that can help them. So this is kind of a way to get people the help they need, even if it's just like the smallest bit of help. That's always super helpful. So that's the idea behind the chatbot. So yeah, that's the functionality of the front end for users. How they would interact with this website is through this map functionality as well as a chatbot. It's all developed using open source technology, which is great because we would want to be able to have other people, even in other countries, be able to take this technology and use it wherever they have. So that's just kind of what's great about open source technology in general. But I won't go too much into it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you like what we are making so far, and yeah, thank you.
So tell me, do you like the way it looks? Is this something that excites you? What are your suggestions? What would you like to see? We need your suggestions. We need your thoughts. We need you to speak up and tell us, what would you like to see on the Come Together Compass? What would you like to help us with on the Come Together Compass? What can we add? I don't know. Respond in the chat, and we will go from there. Family networking is going to start in about 14 minutes as people come, 13 minutes now. As people come on in, we are just going to get started because we do have a hard stop right at the top of the hour. Once the hour is up, we switch it over. We have some of my dearest friends from Northern Colorado going to join us for about 30 minutes. And then shortly after that, the Things crew is going to take over for 3 hours, and I get out of here for a little bit and stop bugging you. I know y'all are sick and tired of looking at me. I'd like to congratulate first off the Canadian men and women hockey teams. Y'all kicked ass. You guys played great, wonderful, wonderful hockey to watch this entire Olympics. all of these teams this year. Look, I know that a lot of people don't like hockey, and I'm sorry, you've got problems. Hockey's great, football is terrible. But the games this year were just so good in the Olympics. I mean, every single one of them was, look, even the worst teams played their hearts out. Proud of the Germans, they did great. Proud of the the Swiss. Half the Swiss team was New Jersey Devils, so of course I was cheering for them a little bit. The Swiss team ended up taking, or I'm sorry, Sweden ended up taking bronze, but just Latvia played lights out. So it really proves that, you know what, it's becoming a world sport. And the best thing about it is, and the most important thing about it is, we have proved hockey is an American sport. Like I heard somebody say just a couple minutes ago, the Cup's been won in America for over 3 decades. In the United States, it's been won in the United States for over 3 decades. For this year, the Americans own gold in both men and women. The PWHL is kicking off, and although I haven't seen much of it, it's looking really good, and I'm thrilled that there's a female league coming in. So, but it's, hockey has truly become an American sport. It's impressive. First time in 46 years that the United States has taken gold medal in ice hockey. So congratulations to the Canadians. Y'all played a kick-ass game. I mean, fantastic. Cheers. Bravo. But this year, 2 best teams in the world belong right here in the U.S. So again, starting in about 9 minutes, we have family networking. You're going to start seeing people pop in. When they pop in, it's going to be talking about their businesses, their nonprofits. If you're looking for a job, if you're looking to connect with people, come and join us. Tell us who you are, what you do, and tell us how we can help you and how you can help others. It is going to be a very, very brief. It's going to be a 1 hour show or event, but we are going to make sure that people get seen, and people get heard. So let me try now. Okay, so oh wait, I thought I had it for a second. All right, so I'm going to have to change that QR code. So I will get to work on that. That QR code is simply not going to work. Just use the link that I sent you in the chat, and that will take you to the web page. Let me try to find it again. Yeah, definitely starting to get a little tired here. There we go. I'm going to put it in the chat one more time. All you have to do is click it, and you can join us. Come in and tell us about your work. Tell us about what you do. Let's have some fun. Let's meet some new people. Let's get on this, and let's change some lives together. All right. Once again, you're here in celebration of the 4th annual Mission for Healthy Heroes. I thank you very much for this. I appreciate the support, and we couldn't be doing this without you.
Hey you, yeah you, it's time to rise. Every heartbeat tells a story. A silent rhythm, strong and true. But silence helps one hear the call. Your voice can break down every wall. You're not alone in the fight. We stand beside you, shining light. Never shut up, silence helps no one. Raise your voice, lift another until the battle's won. We stand together, stronger than before. Heroes rise when we speak out loud forevermore. Every word's a beacon, shining bright and true, for all the world to see what we can do. Never shut up, speak out loud. We stand together, together.
Okay, and again, it is time for us. Well, pretty much it's time for us to start family networking. This happens once a month. It happens the second Thursday of every month right here on Pact Podcasting. Okay, and our goal is very simply we want to help each other get through some of the things that happen in business. We talk about each other, we try to connect each other, and our goal is to really make sure that if somebody's got a need out there, we want to make sure that we can connect them to what they need. Okay, so sorry, I had to stand up again, so y'all get to see the ugly ceiling, but it is what it is. Again, you can find the link to join us in the chat. Come on in, have some fun. Let's talk about your business. Let's tell people who you are. Share with people, what you're looking for, what you want to do, who you can help, and what we can do to help you. So go on ahead and click on in now, and we'll get started in just a few minutes. After this event, we will have Bart and his vice president from Veterans Honoring Veterans. Veterans Honoring Veterans offers our heroes in Northern Colorado these wonderful little statues. They're not little, as you can see. They're very well put together. This one is in honor of my Uncle Barry. Bart had that one created for me after my Uncle Barry passed. As I made the statement earlier, that doesn't make him gone. Not in my mind. He's always going to be with me. Joining me now is the incomparable Mr. Z. How's it going, brother?
I am feeling incomparable, but not as incomparable as you incredible brother man, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm feeling unstable. So, uh, feeble wobble is a good way to put it. So, but excited, wore out, all the things put coming together. So, um, Z, we didn't when you joined us last time, we didn't get into a lot about Z World Webs. We talk a lot about Z World Cares right now because it's so important. But the truth is, that's not your moneymaker. You started this whole, you started this because you care about nonprofits. But one of the best things that you do for nonprofits is you put together websites to help them out and represent them in amazing ways. So why don't you do me a favor and take real quick and introduce yourself as the owner of Z World Webs, please.
Thank you, Zach. Always good to see you and Dr. H2O. And it really means a lot that you mentioned Z World Webs and way to bring the community together from all places of this planet with pure water, of course. And hello, world. My name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer and I am also a consultant who specializes in supporting nonprofits, veteran business owners, and honest entrepreneurs and philanthropists who are looking to announce upcoming events, book online appointments, or accept donations and sell products and services without the use of eBay or certain Bezos, I won't say names. And I also provide a free consultation to those who are looking to get started on their brand new website and to those that have an existing website, but they're just not comfortable with the idea with going into the back end and fiddling around with WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, or even GoDaddy, and of course with custom code without the use of auto generated AI. So if you are looking to enhance, develop, or redevelop a custom ADA compliant website, which is short for the Americans with Disabilities Act, well, let's develop a website Z World is waiting for. And thank you so much, Zach, for the kind words, or as I like to say, the good Z, for bringing us all together, one tangled web at a time. And I thank you for that, brother man.
Yeah, it's not a problem. And look, again, Mr. Z is the creator of communitypayitforward.us, along with a lot of the other websites that you see in our program. We do run a pretty tight knit group. Um, hey, I'm what uh, 14 hours now. Okay. Math is not my strong suit anymore. Speaking is not my strong suit anymore. But 14 hours. So, another one of our giving partners and mission partners. So, you figure that one out. Somebody who not only takes and sells pure clean water to you, but also gives you a chance to give away a filter to someone who needs clean water. There's a lot of places around the world that need clean water to live safely. Mr. Mark Miller. Mark, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Zach. Good to see you, and good to see you, Mr. Z.
Yeah. Welcome to Mission for Healthy Heroes. Why don't you go on ahead and tell people who you are and tell us about this amazing water filter?
Well, I'm Mark Miller. I live in Indiana, and we have a company called Safer, Cleaner Water, and a nonprofit entity that's designed to help those that do not have the ability to get something on their own to be able to help those, whether they're in the United States, whether they're working outside of the country for our veterans and for those that we serve. Also, for those that have a need that have never had pure water, to see the smile on the face of a child that goes the first time they have a pure drink of water. Those things make a difference in all of our lives. And the thing that I find is whenever you have somebody that cares about others, they recognize the fact that the first thing that someone needs is pure water, and there's a lot of places that don't have it. So our mission is to help everyone possible to have pure water for life. We have the company that's called Safer Cleaner Water, and it has a filter that has three things that's major difference from anything else that I'm aware of. It's with this package, you can talk about all kinds of different things. That one does this, one does that, but I decided that I have something that there's three things that are different about this that makes a difference for everybody. So I don't have to worry about what everybody else says or what everybody else might talk about. All we have to do is say we have three things that's different with this that everybody needs. We never know when there will be an emergency. You can use it every day as well, but think of always having water for you, your loved ones, your family, your friends, and up to 300 others every single day for life, whether there's an emergency or not. So that's what we decided to do. And in the journey, we look to find that. And there's three things that makes us different. Number one, it is a filter that's been in for 40 years. There's over a million people in the world that has the filter. There's over 28 million people that are served every day with pure water because of this filter. So that's number one. Number two, the it's a filter that has a lifetime guarantee from the manufacturer, and they can do that because you never have to buy another filter because it's designed. It's always going to come out with pure water, but whenever it slows down the flow, it's a gravity flow. They know it's time now to take the filter, reverse it, and wash it with the pure water included. So you never have to worry about having pure water and others as well. So that's what we have, and that's what we do is to try to make sure that everybody is aware of this. And Community Pay It Forward is actually working together with us to try to get the word out and to try to make sure that everybody that desires can have one. And you might want to just mention, Zach, how you have that in mind and how that can work, and then I'll continue to share with them as well.
I'm sorry. I was dealing with the squelch that we had. So, but
It's just where you share with them the where you can actually get one and not actually
oh
help
yeah,
someone else.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can get one through Community Pay It Forward. You just go to Safer Cleaner Water, and if you purchase it from there, you get to not only get a special 2-for-1 sale that we've got with Mark, but you also buy one for yourself, for you, your family, and that second one you can either choose to take and give it to someone in your family, someone you love, keep it for maybe your office or whatever, or you can take and choose to donate that to people in, let's say, VA or a homeless shelter or somewhere like that, somewhere where clean water is not abundantly available. So check it out at Fresher Cleaner Water on communitypayitforward.us.
Right. And it also is set up to where it connects with everybody emotionally. The number There's three things in life everybody has to have. One, of course, is air to breathe. I can't help you with that. But the second thing is everybody needs pure water. And the third, of course, is food. But you can live 3 minutes or so, a little longer without air, maybe 3 days or a little longer without water, and maybe up to 40 days or 30 to 40 days without food, but you're not going to get to the food without the pure water. So to be able to actually be prepared, and there's nothing that gives you greater peace of mind than saying, I know that I don't have to be concerned, because the third thing I mentioned, and briefly, and I want to say a little bit more about that. First of all, a filter guaranteed for life. Secondly, you never have to buy another filter because of the way it's designed. And number three, it will produce up to 150 gallons of water every day. So that means that every person that you are around, up to 300 people, could have a half gallon of pure water every day, whether there's an emergency or not. But think of the peace of mind for you and all those that you care about to be able to have one. And what many do is they look at it from a broader picture, from as you described, Zach, to where they say, yes, I want one for myself, but I'd like to have one for my friends and my family and my homeless shelter. And every time you donate something, that not only helps us to do that, but you can actually select who you want them to go to. All you have to do is give us the shipping address, the name of the person or entity, and the shipping address, and we take care of everything else for you. And everybody wins, including Community Pay It Forward, to be able to do what they're doing to help the veterans and everybody they serve as well.
Yep. On top of that, you also get to choose a place that's going to get a donation, a small donation, just to help them move forward. Mark, welcome to the family networking here on Mission for Healthy Heroes. It's great to see you. And Santa, I'll get to you in just a minute, but I've got to compliment Lynn on her new necklace.
I was hoping you would notice. Thank you so much.
Hey, I've got an eagle eye.
How do you not notice that?
Whoa, what is wrong with your microphone, sir?
Huh?
Yeah.
Is it really that bad?
Oh, it's bad.
You've got an alien with you or something.
Yeah, Mr. Roboto. You
And a
sound like
secret is out.
RoboCop on a drug trip.
Does it sound better? I turned down the input.
No. That microphone, unfortunately, I think is shot, brother.
Sounds like a toy that's losing its battery.
Feeding it through a focus rate. So, hang on.
All right. Hey, Lynn, while John's trying to figure out his microphone, why don't you go on ahead and tell us about yourself and tell us about what you're going to be doing here in about 4 hours.
Woo-hoo. Hi, everyone. My name is Lynn Cebulski. I am a business partner here with Community Pay It Forward, and I am a professional tarot reader in Brooklyn, New York. If you have not seen me on this channel before, you should check out the third Wednesday evening of every month, where we have a feature called Lynn's Day. And during Lynn's Day, I do live free tarot readings. So you can join us on camera. You can type your question into the chat. If you're not ready for a tarot reading, you can just type in any old question that seems like it might be related, and we'll decide if it is or not. But that's what I do around here once a month. And this evening, it's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern time. I will be doing live tarot readings again for the Mission for Healthy Heroes. So join me this evening. Love to see you. And let's see, what else? Was that it? Did I answer the questions?
Yeah, one other thing is Lynn has donated a 1 hour tarot reading for our grand prize this evening for anybody who has left a comment or liked or given us a donation today. Somebody is going to get a 1 hour reading from Lynn, and we're going to draw that when I come back on the air at 11 o'clock when Lynn is done reading. We're going to put it in our little wheel of giving. We're going to spin the thing. We're going to hear woo, and then somebody's going to win a 1 hour free reading from Lynn. Lynn, I am so glad to have you here. I think that what you're doing is so wonderful. And I know that, look, I know of a couple people who are extremely excited. We got a group from Scotland who was on with me this morning at 4 a.m. who they are going to wake up a little early just to watch. So they're pretty excited about that. But Papa, how you sounding now?
Sound any better?
No.
Okay, I'll have to find a different cable. Hang on. I'll be back.
All right. Yeah, I like that. It goes with the necklace. So Alan, you're back, brother. How you doing? You're gone, brother. So long. So while John's looking for a new cord, Mr. Z, we have talked a lot today about how we can help people. That's what this whole thing is about, what we should do and how we can support people in need. Very simply, what is the one thing that we can do as in our everyday life that can make people's lives better? What would you suggest people do every day that doesn't take money, that's a simple action that can help people every day?
That is a great question, and it's great to see you, brother Zach, Dr. H2O, Lynn, Santa, and of course the general himself, who is AIM. Alan is missing. The only thing I could say to do good is to come together. You know, if someone needs help, even if they're not saying they need help, just ask anyway. I noticed that you need help shoveling. You need a hand with that.
Yeah.
Or if you notice someone is carrying a bunch of boxes to their new home, hey, do you need a hand? And that's what you're already doing, brother man, bringing great people together in this room. And I give you kudos for doing this for 22 hours straight for 4 years and plus years straight. You got great people like yourselves, Dr. H2O, that's bringing in pure water, Lynn with her tarot readings, and let's just say other breathing techniques as well, Santa with his storytelling, and General Allen for just being a veteran and master connecting. And if I could just squeeze this in, for those who are going to win 1 hour with Lynn, you're going to win for life. Back to you, Zach.
No, I appreciate that very, very
Thank
much.
you.
Santa, how you sounding now? Not at all. Oh, he's on mute still. Hello, Sue.
How are you guys doing? So good to see you.
Yeah, doing great. John, how you doing?
Can you hear me now?
I think that microphone or your box is fried, brother.
All right.
So
Sounds like he might have another unit on with audio as well. It sounds like it might be that.
yeah, something's going on there. Yeah, it's a real bad robot sound is what it's like. So, well, John's going to continue to work on that. We're going to go to Sue Roscoff, somebody we haven't seen in quite a while. How you doing?
Doing great. So glad to be here.
She always sends us her goofy husband, but he doesn't come in.
Oh, just you wait.
So what? Oh, there he is.
It's a twofer. You get us both.
All right. Oh, look at that. And he's sucking on a bottle. Yeah, he's boozing a little bit. Look at that. Must be a little nippy there in Wisconsin. So no water skiing today, huh?
Not yet. We have flurries going on out there right now.
So, well, Sue, why don't you and Mr. Mustache there? Is he got a mustache? Have I seen this? Wow. Look at that. He's got a rat on his face. That's kind of cool. So why don't you and Mr. Kurt there, why don't you tell us what you guys are doing?
Well, we are both ambassadors with Project Die Hard, and we are all about preventing veteran suicide. That's an amazing organization that is doing so many good things and wanting to do more. It's one of those things where we can't move fast enough. I keep getting messages from Brian Gibson, who's the founder of the organization. Keep getting messages. Just the other day, he sent a note saying we lost 4 more just today, and that's just that he knows. And it's real. It's a horrible situation going on with suicide rate among our veterans, and more needs to be done. And I can only say over and over, check your vet, check in on your vets, reach out, see how they're doing. And we are doing all that we can on our end. And again, not moving fast enough because it's not possible to move fast enough when it's this big of a situation. So people don't always realize how bad the situation is. And that's part of what we're doing, is just making sure too people understand it's real, and it's loved ones, it's friends, it's real. So whatever you all can do to spread the word, and I know you guys, I'm preaching to the choir here.
You know, Sue, I think one of the worst things, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, but one of the worst things about this is that we don't have a for sure number because people count it different. Nobody can come up with the correct answer. If you want to pass legislation that goes with trying to help vets, the number's going to be terrible. But if you don't like that legislation, that number's not going to be that bad, because we've got some states that don't count alcohol and drug overdoses as suicide. You've got some like Colorado that those are voluntary suicide, involuntary suicides. We don't have a number that matches the problem. And that is one of the biggest problems. It is stunning to me that something that is as dangerous and is real, our government treats it like it's a game. They don't want to do anything to make it real. They could really do us a favor by scaring and shocking people into the realism of what's going on, but they would rather sit there and play their games and call themselves out of session and don't worry about other people. And it's just it's pathetic, and something has got to be done.
100% agree. And you don't need to be a vet to help out.
No.
I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of the guys say it's like you got to be having that similar background to be able to have some of those conversations because they can relate. We're not veterans, but we're here saying we can still make a difference, and everybody needs to understand, and everybody can be involved. Whatever that looks like for you is different, whatever each person, but everybody can make a difference.
I wouldn't dare talk like a vet. I wouldn't dare try to talk like a vet, but I'll sure as hell listen like a human. And
No.
that that probably means a lot more. We don't need to talk. We need to listen to what they've got to say. We need to listen to what they need, and we need to make sure that they're getting what they need. And it seems like something that's simple. It seems like something that's doable. Yet right now they're being pushed under a bus, and it's sad. So I know that I greatly appreciate what Brian goes through, and my deepest condolences that he's lost more. It's a phone call none of us would like.
Exactly.
So, but all right, Santa, you with us?
Is it sounding better now?
Yeah, you almost sound like a human.
Almost. You gotta love Windows when it goes in. I had to actually go into my Windows setting and change the settings because it decided it was going to change to the speaker on the camera instead of the $200 microphone I've got in front of my mouth. And then, of course, it changed the input volume from 90 down to 6. So you were going, and it was supposed to sound wonderful.
You know what's funny is that there's times that people will start speaking and I can't hear them. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I can't figure it out. And then I look down and it's got the speaker coming through the microphone. And it's like, that ain't gonna work. You know. And I can't lip read. Hell, I can't read, let alone lip read. But Santa, do us a favor. Tell us what you got going on. Tell us who you are. Tell us about your wonderful program that you're running. And also make sure that you mention Warriors Beacon of Hope, please.
Absolutely, folks. It's a pleasure to be on here. You've done an amazing job. I've been listening in a little bit during the afternoon and sharing it out a little bit as much as I can. Folks, Santa Papa John here. I am more than just a normal, yeah, that's a little hard word for Zach to understand. Normal, Santa. I'm a very enthusiastic, forward thinking. I do t-shirts and coloring books and cookbooks. But the main thing is, what does Santa do after Christmas? He reads stories. And I want to read a story for you guys. I have come up with an amazing game plan to reach out to nursing homes, senior care centers, group homes that support autistic children and adults, and create a 1 hour interactive reading session for those types of residents, because they need to smile, giggle, and laugh just as much as Kurt and Sue do every day. And folks, it's not just that. I have the Warriors Beacon of Hope because Santa loves supporting our veterans like everybody on this screen. And we love our veterans. We know they go through a lot and they need a lot, and they've given a lot. And that's the key word here, folks, is these men and women have given their lifetime to support this country. Why can't we give them a few minutes every single day? So the Warriors Beacon of Hope is a wonderful website where I'm building a nationwide list of services, scholarships, and meetings. Now, you say meetings, what's the big deal with meetings? Well, you can't go searching the internet and finding, hey, I want a meeting for veterans in St. Louis. Well, it's going to say, sorry, can't find any. You got to be a member of the club, the organization, the group to find out when they are holding these meetings. Scholarships? What's scholarships got to do with the, website? Well, veterans have children, they have grandchildren that are potentially going to school. And like the lady that gave me this list, her husband is a retired vet. Her son was going away to school. She wanted a scholarship for her son. She couldn't find any that were specifically set up for children of veterans. And she had to search, and unfortunately, it was 2 months after her son went into school that she ended up talking to someone that said, "Oh, you want the list?" She could have reached through the throne, or the phone. There's the word I'm looking for. She could
You
have reached.
sound like me.
Yeah. Well, I blame it on I was up early watching that hockey game this morning. Holy moly. I hope you were able to catch some of it, Zach.
You know what? Right there, baby. Right there. The kid.
There you go. Absolutely.
I was wearing a suit and tie all day long. Well, until he scored, and then of course him being a New Jersey Devil had to go with the jersey, had to put it on, and then the tie
Absolutely.
just started strangling me a little bit. So I'm like going, "Oh, what the hell? I'm just going to finish the day in the jersey."
You got that right. So folks, it's where was I? Oh, the meetings. No, scholarships. So this lady ended up talking to this gentleman. He ended up passing on a list of approximately 90 to 100 scholarships on there for children of veterans. What an awesome compilation of scholarships that are on that list. I mean, it's not everywhere, it's not everything, but it's a good start. And of course, this is another tremendous way of supporting, our veterans, because they have children, they have grandchildren. But back to the main reason why I started it. I was tired of, we've all had the conversation with veterans. We've all interacted with the veterans. And then to hear them say, well, I'm on the waiting list.
Yeah.
Poof. We have to do better. I'm not saying the VA does a bad job. The VA does a tremendous job. But unfortunately, sometimes they're a little restricted in their resources. So why can't we have another list that is nationwide, that is building to help our veterans find that alternative choice for services in their area? And just think about it. If, Bobby's from Seattle and he's going to vacation in St. Louis, there, we're going to mention St. Louis again, and he suddenly needs some services. Where does he go to look to find services that are in St. Louis? Because he doesn't know anybody in St. Louis other than his family members that he's going to visit. So let's put this nationwide list together. So that's all about the Warriors Beacon of Hope, folks. What a great website that I'm putting together that anybody can be part of. Get a hold of me. Let's get you on that list. Let's get some more support for our wonderful veterans.
Well, I know, Santa, you and I have been, well, actually, you've been playing phone tag. I've been playing Where the Hell's My Head all day with me. So I do apologize for not finding, not seeing your messages. But, I appreciate everything that you do working with us. And it means a whole lot to me, your support. So let's go on ahead and let's. I know that we've got a hard stop here in about 30 minutes. So what I want to do is I want everyone to like look deep into their recesses and tell us about a nonprofit that you know of that deals with support of people. Okay, and Mark, this can be your own. Um, Kurt and Sue, I'm going to guess which one you guys are going to talk about, but I'd really like for you guys to take and think about a nonprofit that you know of that you always sit there and think to yourself, why can't we get people to understand who they are? Because I think that is, it's a terrible, terrible tragedy that this happens. That we can't get people to understand what's out there, no matter how loud, how hard we yell. Mark, we're going to start with you. Tell us about a nonprofit, please.
Well, we have a nonprofit. It's called UA Legacy Grants. Leave a legacy, change a life. Everybody needs pure water, and it's something that's not top of mind. But for a lot of people, they've never been in a challenge like that. They don't think about it from that perspective. But what we do is we actually have set it up where it's so easy, as you mentioned, Zach, to be able to help others, to be able not only for themselves to have pure water, but think of your family, your friends, veterans, and others that you know that really need what we have. And it's actually something that will always, they'll never forget it. Bottom line, if you give them something that's good for life, it's something that they're able to do something not only for themselves but to help others as well. So that's what we're doing, and we're doing things in the United States with homeless shelters, etc. And we do have some other things that we're doing with 42,000 people in the last 4 or 5 months have been helped in Africa with having pure water, and 3 orphanages, 400 orphans having pure water for the first time. Those are the type things that we're doing, but there's also those that we're actually making a few connections recently with some those that are veterans with another project we're working on that we can also share and be able to communicate what all of you are doing as well. We just thank all of you for what you're doing because all of us have a mission to care about others. It's not about you, it's about others.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree. Uh, Lynn, do you have one that you can talk about, a nonprofit that helps people?
Um, I was a volunteer with a group called the New York State Financial Aid Administrators Association, otherwise known as NYSFA. And it weirdly piggybacks on what Santa Papa John was just talking about with regard to college scholarships, because, of course, the financial aid administrators are the people who help you fill out the FAFSA, sign up for the student loans. And one of the things that is so misunderstood about that process is that most people go to the financial aid office and they say, tell me about the scholarships. That's what everyone assumes that job is. And when you're working on the school side, actually, your job is to help people through that main federal application, the FAFSA, and then fill in the gaps with something. But in terms of scholarships, the financial aid office at most schools really is not a good resource at all. They may have like a few scholarships that they regularly deal with, but they're not equipped at all to help you start that search. On the I'm going to talk about scholarships for a minute here because I feel like this is a topic we don't talk about enough. But especially in terms of people looking for money to continue that education, if you are a business, if you're a private donor. If you're a nonprofit and you say, hey, I want to create a scholarship. Let's say I'm listening to this broadcast and I say, you know what? I want to create a scholarship for veterans. I want to award 5 veterans every year, X amount of dollars. How do I do it? Well, there's a really painstaking process on the back end to get yourself signed up with the IRS and cross all the T's and I's and whatever. It's difficult and it's tedious. And most people, when they look at it, they say, we're not going to do that. Even though there is that tedious process on the back end, as of right now, there is no way for you or me or the financial aid office or Santa Papa John or anybody else to search what is available and say, hey, just give me a list of all the scholarships that exist in the United States from whatever business or whatever person. And so bringing this full circle, that's why it's important for things like what Santa Papa John is doing, saying, hey, somebody has a list somewhere. Can I just get them to talk to this other person over here? People don't realize how many of these things have to be done by the community, have to be done by people, reaching out and looking among their connections and trying to, build the web. And sometimes it doesn't even matter what is currently on your plate, what you're, like I'm a tarot reader and I'm talking about college financial aid. And so is the guy who is Santa Claus. So, it's not always the obvious connections. What's important is that you get out there and connect with somebody who's doing something and then pay attention and add your 2 cents and create the conversation and help everybody, be a little bit more informed and help connect the people that can actually make things work better as we go forward. So
I
that
love
was
it.
my answer that kind of had to do with nonprofits, but
Yeah, you know what? It works. It works. So I got to do this because I got a visual here. Who am I going to talk about now? Me and my mustache.
I love it. There's a story there.
There is.
All right.
Because believe it or not, one of the nonprofits we work with happens to be a water ski club. We've been with them for decades, and our theme this summer for our ski show happens to be a Western theme. It's a showdown at Seaweed Saloon, so he's fitting in with our cowboy folk. so there's a reason.
Now, there's a visual that would be interesting. Kurt riding a horse.
Yeah.
Oh, I got pictures.
Yeah. There's stories about me riding horses. Oh yeah, Santa.
See, my thing is, the water ski is like the water skiing boot. Do you put spurs on it?
Oh,
You have to do that. That's a good idea. Yeah.
That's where it takes many minds to come up with all the good ideas.
And leave it up to the wacky guy who's been doing this for 15 hours to come up with the great ideas. Come on. So, but
We'll be talking to you at midnight.
yeah. Around midnight, I'm going to be pudding. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be pudding. So yeah,
chocolate or vanilla?
No, there's only one vanilla in this room, buddy. So.
Careful, you're crossing the line. You're going to make Lynn blush.
Why don't you guys tell us a little bit more about Project Die Hard? What is their goal? What are they doing?
Excellent. Thank you. So we currently have one location. The first location is underway. It's in Makanda, Illinois. And the whole purpose is there's 20 acres with a 10,000 square foot building currently on site. The building needs to be remodeled though. The goal is to have a place for veterans, whether they're single or with their family, to have a place to stay, whether it's for a night, a week, a month, up to a year, while they get things all in order, get training, get whatever it is, right? Whatever their situation is, why they're in that place where they need a place to be, that will be there for them. The number of people that Brian's had to turn away that could have taken advantage of that is obscene. We need to finish this location, get it up and running, which takes money, which takes volunteers, which takes lots of things, right? There currently is a lot going on there. There's a kitchen that's up and running already. There's an educational space, community space. There's a lot there now that is ready, but the side of it where we would be able to have people housed, that's underway yet, and that's the big hurdle. The long term goal is we need a facility like this in every state because the need is there. We have this horrible need across the country, across the world. Actually, he was talking with somebody recently in Africa and was telling the exact same story that we hear here about the folks that are coming out of the military with different issues, PTSD and so on and so on, and that suicide is so rampant in the military wherever they are. So with what we're doing here with Project Die Hard, we are there. We're putting together community partners, facility suppliers, all the things that our veterans would need to be able to do what they need to do to get wherever it is they need to get to. Everyone's different. Everyone's in a different place. They're all going to need something different, yet they're all going to have some similar threads along the way with what that looks like. So that is the mission here, is to get enough community partners involved so that we have the resources at our fingertips, so that when our vets are coming our way, we can say, I know what this person, you need to talk to them with this organization because they can help you. The step one is here. The next person, step one's going to be with a different group. It's just a matter of what's the need at the moment for that person. So we are working hard to make that happen. We do live shows, live updates. We do a Project Die Hard Mission Monday update every Monday night because there are good things happening. Once a month, we have a veteran breakfast that takes place in Paducah, Kentucky. It's the first Wednesday of the month. On the third Saturday of the month, people can meet at this location in McCandless, Illinois, at Fob Rush, where they're working on the grounds, getting the work hands-on done on site once a month. There's things going on, and again, we need people to know it's out there. I keep saying we cannot be the best kept secret out there. There's got to be a loud, booming voice out there saying, hey, this is not okay. We need to make a difference. And here's a place where we can.
This is a situation where if it was run by a certain organization that we've all talked about once before, it would take millions upon millions upon billions of dollars to get up and running. Brian doesn't need that. You guys don't need that to get it up and running.
Right.
You need money.
Yep.
But you don't need that to get this one plus others up and running. Why? Because you're going to spend wisely and you're going to get the work done because it's important to get the work done. So, Kurt and Sue, thank you. By the way, I was very afraid that dog was going to bite me in the face. So,
but it was worth it, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it sure as hell was. So, Papa, tell us about a nonprofit, please.
I'm with Kurt and Sue on this. Project Die Hard is, climbing the hill slowly and steadily and positively. Their outreach is expanding slowly, but Sue nailed it on the head. A lot of these organizations and a lot of these nonprofits don't have the financial means and ways to say, hey, I'm here, come and support me, come and we're going to do good things for veterans, because they want those resources used to get the building up and running. They need it for funding to renovate the building, to get the grounds ready to go. Yes, the volunteer base is only limited bases, and they're scratching at doors, they're knocking on doors, trying to help to get the resources to take it to the next level, but each level runs into another closed door, if I can put it that way, Sue. And, it takes a lot of resources. It takes a lot of time management to knock on these doors. Back to what Lynn was saying. There's a lot of people out there that are willing to help. How do we connect those two? That's the interesting part about this amazing sometimes dumbass country that we live in, because nobody wants to lay it on the table. Nobody wants to put two and two together, because it's all about me, 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 me. And I've got the binders on to help this organization and that organization. Meanwhile, they could be helping a dozen different organizations if they knew about them. So, folks,
Yep.
it's how do we get the names out there? We do projects like this. We do events like this. We care, we share, we utilize all our social media reach, growth to tell other peoples that there are platforms out there that are starving, that are looking, that are wanting, that are doing amazing things, that have amazing plans to take it to the next level. But they need that extra body. They need that extra $5. They need someone to pick up a phone and say, "Hey, can I make some phone calls on your behalf? What would the questions that I should be asking to benefit your nonprofit organization?" There is so much crap in this country that everybody is so proud to support, and this, that, and everything else. When it comes down to the nonprofits, a lot of the wrong ones get pushed to the top.
Yep.
How do we change that? Well, it's people like all of us on the screen that are willing to take that step and share it with other people and say, "Hey, we know a wonderful nonprofit that needs that little extra, kick, that little extra handout, that little extra conversation to someone that doesn't know about it, to help take it to the next level." Because unfortunately, we've all heard it, we've seen it, and we've been talking about it, and you guys have been talking about it all day. A lot of these veterans are not asking for the world. They're asking for a little bit of a handout because they need it, not because they want and they're greedy and they're going me, 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 me. No, they're asking because they need to get over some kind of hurdle that has overtaken their life that they need help with. And we are the people to help these veterans understand that nobody's going to judge them. Nobody's going to, "Hey, I heard about Zach's buddy, and he's a real cool dude, but he's got into a little bit of a bind, and we need to giggle and laugh about him." The compassion, the understanding that we're promoting to the general public is a real problem that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, I completely and totally agree with you. And it is ridiculous that you bring up some of the big ones, and you know what? The big ones wouldn't be such a problem if all these nonprofits had the same kind of uh, if they were playing on a level ground. Okay, I mean, if everybody can make that kind of money, hey, you know what? Well, things could happen. It's kind of the way it was. You know what? March of Dimes wouldn't be giving up one dime for every dollar they make. But we're not playing in a fair playground here, and it's a sad thing. So, once again, that's the reason why three of us on this screen right now, Z, Papa, and myself, with the Come Together Compass, are going to work as hard as we can in order to make sure people can find these nonprofits. Because nonprofits like Mark's, they need to be heard about. Okay, they just do, because there's somebody out there suffering, and their suffering could end if they just heard about what Mark's doing. So, Z, why don't you give us a nonprofit, my friend?
Of course. Speaking of vanilla ice cream, it's like walking to Alaskan Jobbins, I won't say the name of the company, and choosing one topping on your ice cream. There's just so much to choose from. Um, because of your jersey, because you are a team player, Zach, and everyone else here too, I'm going to go with Brother Paulie safely back home
There
because
you go.
with his organization, he helps children who are neurodiverse or adolescents who tend to wander off. And this also includes seasoned individuals, including Army veterans or all U.S. veterans or all type of veterans who may unintentionally wander off, whether they are neurodiverse or have Alzheimer's. And there's no worse feeling than feeling lost and having some stranger come up to you and say, "Do you know where you are? Where's your home? Where's your mom? Where's your caregiver?" And they don't know how to respond. And I was told, and please quote me, don't quote me on this. Those who are neurodiverse are more inclined to they're attracted to anything that flows water, and I could be wrong, and they tend to walk over there and they get lost to a certain point, and there have been some cases where people don't want to share their personal information, but with Brother Polly's patch, their personal information isn't listed on their patch, but more or less a direct contact to the New Jersey Police Department
Yep.
that he's associated with. And the great thing about Safely Back Home is you can get your T-shirts, and he is currently partnered with Project Lifesaver, which is a national nonprofit that associates with finding lost neurodiverse individuals or those who are seasoned. Um, and I just think his cause is just tremendous because it's not giving away personal information, but it's finding a way to safely get back home without the risk of being found in the wrong place. And I also want to put this out there, not because he's from New Jersey. Brother Paulie, if you can hear this message, I hope you're doing okay. And if anyone here is looking for a professional painter like Brother Paulie, please give him a chance. And if you'd like to learn more about Safely Back Home, please visit www.safelyback.home.org. And he sends his love and his appreciation to all of you for helping others safely come back home.
All right. Well, we've got about 1 minute for everybody to answer the grand finale of the questions. And Mr. Z, will start with you because you're in the big box, so you get to go first.
Oh, sure.
How can we help you? And what can you do to help others?
That is a great question. How you can help me is let's get involved with the community at the Community Pay It Forward program. Get your tarot cards done and get your purified water when you can. And of course, hear a story from Santa. And that's it. I mean, just shows the world that you care and keep this community growing, brother man.
Or get a website done.
Oh my goodness, you're good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Mark Miller, how can we help you today and what can you do to help others?
Well, what can be done is one of the things I find. If you find people that have a heart to help others, there's a mission concept. You either are a giver or not, and to find those that share in your vision and share in your mission, the other things do come. Sometimes not as fast as you want, but the funding and everything. And as far as what you're doing, Zach and Mr. Z, and each one of you here, Santa, Lynn, all of us have that passion to help others. All we have to do is keep our minds open and begin to make more contacts.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Mark. Thank you. Mr. Santa Papa John,
Oh, well, folks,
the blonde beauty.
hey, folks, it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. If you like what you're hearing, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your worst enemies that Zeke can be a decent guy even when he cuts the blonde jokes. But we all have a mission in life, and that's not to be a snob and be stuck up a tree and say I'm not helping anybody. What does it take to share someone's and that's what I did on my post today. It is Support Your Friends Small Business Sunday. It is so easy to do. It's so simple. you share, like, and comment on someone's social media, you share their websites, you share their social media onto your stuff, because you have friends that they don't have and they have friends that you don't have. And the more we can share, you know, other friends' information, they're going to be successful. Well, we hope they're going to be successful. And that's what we're doing here. You know, Zach has an incredible mission here today that helps a lot of different people, but it's through cooperation and collaboration with many other people that his mission is going to be shared. And that's what we need to do, is we need to start sharing, like I said earlier on, the top five. We all know who they are. We all know who they benefit the most, and we all know that they can pick and choose and do whatever they want. It's the bottom 5,000 that are struggling and screaming for the next dollar, because they need to help those people. So, folks, share this, care, and when you're walking down the street, say hello to that person on the street corner, and don't be scared to say, "Is there anything I can do to help?" Because they're not going to bite your ankle.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Santa, I sent you a text message just to
I
let
got
you.
it. You
Okay.
bet.
All right. Lynn, how can we help you, and what can you do to help others today?
It's the same answer. Get involved somehow with other people, with your community. We have officially entered the age of Aquarius, and the age of Aquarius is about the collective. It is about coming together as a community and finding out more about your neighbor and having new beliefs, having new perspectives, having new information because of all the new people that you're meeting and all the new things that you're being exposed to. And technology is a big part of it. Just to look around this, virtual room, none of us are in the same exact place.
No.
This isn't like, oh, everybody lives in this place or everybody is involved in this specific thing. No, this is just people who are together for this one purpose of being good human beings and finding other good human beings and trying to make the work and the mission of good human beings elevated and recognized by society. So look for ways to do that. Don't be afraid to just show up. This is a pretty cool crowd. I mean, they've been pretty nice to me so far. I'm enjoying myself. The vibe here is really nice. So don't be intimidated if you don't know somebody, if you don't think your particular business or mission or whatever is like good enough, bullpucky, come join us and
Bull, what?
make the world a better place together.
You're talking Zach's language. I'm sorry. I'm the Midwest. I didn't quite understand that one, but I know what it's called.
And also remember to join us in 3 hours when Lynn starts giving free tarot readings. And then at the top of her hour of giving free readings, we're going to give away a 1 hour free reading that she and Footnotes Tarot has graciously given. Look, my thing is the same as all day long. Okay. Do something. Just do something. Support us, support anyone. Support people who are supporting others. Let's come together, because no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. All of us have our own talents. All of us can do things. Let's get together and make sure that we're doing them. No more sitting idle, waiting for Big Daddy to do something, because Big Daddy ain't getting off his ass to do nothing. We need to do it. It's our time to do it now. So, thank you all so very much for joining us today. I hope to see you all on the second Thursday of next month of March. And a prepared person would have known exactly what date that is, but this person has no idea what that date is. This person barely knows what to date is. So,
Second Thursday would be the 12th.
the 12th. So join us on March 12th for the next episode of Family Networking. It's absolutely free. It costs nothing, and it's a good time. We try to keep it. We try to keep it funny. We try to keep it fresh. All we want to do is help others. So thank you all very much. Thank you for joining me, Mark, Santa, Mr. Z, Lynn, Alan, and the Roscoffs. Thank you very much, folks. That's the end of this segment. Okay. So I've got to close the screen down. Everything's going to shut down. But what I need you to do is refresh your browser no matter where you're at. And you're going to be able to pick us up again on the Flip Flop, where we've got some great friends of mine. Bart, Janet, and Bill are going to be joining me for the first half. And then Santa, you're going to be right back here, right?
Yep.
All right. And then after that, in 1 hour, this fat guy is getting out of here for an hour and a half or 2 hours or 3 hours or something like that. I don't know how
I
that's
bet you said that 2 hours ago, and here you're on the screen.
well, I tried, man.
Yeah, you didn't.
But I
you
can't
didn't try
train
very
that
hard.
monkey to do this job. I see the monkey running around. I can't train the damn thing. So
You don't have enough bananas.
I ate it.
Yeah. See you in half an hour, buddy.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you, everyone. Have a great day. Wonderful meeting. We'll talk to you all soon. Goodbye.
All right.
Thanks to Banana Bunch.
That was good.